This is like one of those things you see when people claim that they found aliens. Look at it.
How weird is that?
A creature from the deep that washed ashore in Ocean County, New Jersey had people asking,
What on earth is that?
Look at that.
Now to the story of a sea monster with 130 razor-sharp teeth.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
It's huge.
Now all of a sudden, from me to you away, this big head comes up.
Does it always have to be an unknown creature to shock us? Well, actually, no. And these animals here prove it, be it a giant fish, a tiny monster, or literally anything. These critters with their creepy features will leave you shocked. Monster monkfish. London's River Thames hides creatures that might haunt your dreams. And on top of the list is this creep. In 1953, a flood in Canvey Island brought the occurrence of the strange monster on the riverbank. It had bulging eyes, reddish skin, and leg-like protrusions. This aquatic creature could seemingly walk upright, and so it left the zoologist baffled. Rather than investigating further, the authorities quickly cremated it, thus sparking curiosity about the untold story. And oh, it doesn't end here. 1 year later, a creature nearly double in size washed ashore on the island. It sparked conspiracy theories. Was it a government cover-up of a failed experiment? Perhaps not. The initial creature was likely a monkfish, renowned for its frightening appearance, but definitely not an alien. Monkfish can reach lengths of over 5 feet, providing a sensible explanation for the larger second monster. The idea of leg-like protrusions might have been exaggerated by media excitement, as monkfish actually have distinctive fins. Don't these river monsters bring a mysterious chill? Would you dare to get close to these aquatic wonders? Giant anaconda. Sinking underwater with a huge 9-meter green anaconda around you? Imagine how terrifying that would be. These massive snakes found in South American rivers can crush really hard, so it's best to stay away from these. Even though anacondas spend most of their time underwater, they can't actually breathe underwater. Therefore, sticking their heads above their nostrils and eyes on top is their only way to survive. The eyes allow them to peek out while staying submerged. Given that these giants weigh around 550 pounds and have a thickness of 12 inches, there's a substantial amount of body to hide in the water. Back in 2016, fishermen from Brazil encountered one of these enormous snakes in the Amazon River, and you can imagine the fear they felt. However, don't believe everything from the movies, as there's no proof that anacondas eat humans, even though their mouths can stretch wide. It's risky for them to go after big meals, so humans likely aren't their top choice for dinner. Croc Terminator. In the middle of the Nile River in northeastern Africa, the Nile crocodile is the top fear bringer. These big predators have the strongest bite ever. 5,000 pounds of crushing force, almost equal to the weight of 2 cars. And that's not all. With lengths of 4.3 meters and weights of 2,400 pounds, they have the power to submerge any prey. Yes, any prey. Zebras, hippos, even fellow crocs. Well, of course, humans are their favorite too. And Gustav? He would prefer us over any other food. If you ever face these dangerous creatures, the only way out is to hold their jaws shut. Always remember, don't rile the Nile. Grappler tigerfish. Say hi to the Goliath tigerfish, which hangs out in Africa's Congo River Basin and rocking a name inspired by biblical giants. These guys can be pretty huge, with the biggest one ever recorded being almost 1.5 meters long and weighing a hefty 154 pounds. They've got 32 sharp teeth, each about an inch long, making them quite the toothy crew. Even though they don't match those crazy online pictures, real Goliath tigerfish have a strong bite. It can chop prey in half and even cut through a tough crocodile hide. No way! It is just so petrifying. And get this too, they don't bother with chewing, they just swallow chunks of food. Red-lipped batfish. Ever wished fish had a fashion sense? Well, meet the red-lipped batfish that are only found in the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific Ocean. They're here to prove that even underwater creatures can be trendsetters. Evolution decided to give this fish a pop of color, and guess what? It's named after Charles Darwin, And talk about a stylish tribute. But this batfish isn't just about looks, it has some serious skills. It can stroll on the seafloor. Yep, its fins are so specially designed that it can rest on the ocean floor and, believe it or not, walk around. Adding to its charm, the fin resembles the angler fish's lure, a unique touch in the fish fashion world. Residing over 100 feet deep, it makes a close encounter a rare sight. So, admire its underwater chic from a distance. Lethal hippo. What is the scariest animal in the wild that you can think of? Probably a lion? Well, maybe not, because over 500 people lose their lives to hippos every year. Unbelievable, isn't it? Despite technically being land mammals, hippos are found in rivers across Africa, and they are incredibly aggressive. They're well known for charging down boats that come too close to their territory. In 2014, a hippo flipped over a boat in Niger, resulting in a fatal accident. These river beasts weigh up to 3,000 pounds, which stands as approximately 3 times heavier than a horse. Surprisingly, despite their weight, they can charge at 19 miles per hour, nearly 3 times faster than a human. They even have giant canine tusks growing over a foot in length. They use them to assert dominance over other hippos and humans perceived as threats. Let me tell you a fun fact. If a hippo yawns, it's not getting ready for a nap, it's getting ready to brawl. That's their way of saying, bring it on. Mystery monster. Let's switch gears to the UK again, this time exploring some strange river creatures in River Mersey. In 2018, on the Liverpool bank of the River Mersey, located in northwest of England, a bizarre discovery unfolded. Initially mistaken for a seal, this creature had 2 fangs, a slimy feel, and oddly no eyes, and even no eye sockets. Scientists think it was probably a decomposed seal or porpoise, but the mystery deepens. But a year earlier, just 11 miles away in Crosby, an even weirder creature washed ashore. Covered in fur with black spines and in a bad state, it turned out to be a sea mouse. Not an actual mouse, but a funky marine worm. How did this deep-sea resident end up at a river mouth in Merseyside? And what's the story behind its peculiar appearance? The river mysteries of the UK just keep getting curiouser and curiouser. Water ghouls. I'm pretty sure that we humans age better than these Pacific salmon. It's because these fish age in a rather peculiar way. They literally rot alive, giving them the appearance of the undead. Now, what's the story behind this bizarre process? Pacific salmon begin their lives in freshwater rivers and later move to the sea. But as they near the end of their life journey, they swim back to fresh water to spawn. This swim is so demanding that the salmon use up all their energy, forgetting about eating along the way, and by the time they complete their journey, they're running on empty. They have weak immune systems, making them vulnerable to bacterial and fungal infections due to starvation and energy depletion. This unfortunate combination results in decomposition, envisaged chunks of flesh falling off, and even their eyes disintegrating, all while they're still kind of alive. Actually, this process serves a vital purpose. When the adult salmon decompose, they become a crucial source of nutrients for over 100 different species in the river ecosystem. Some of these species become the food of the freshly spawned salmon. It's a cycle. The well-fed youngsters have a better shot at coming up in greater numbers when it's their turn to go through this unique aging process. Piranha fish. Explore the mysterious rivers of South America, where tales about the piranha regulate, a fish that can get excited with just a drop of blood. Thanks to Hollywood, it's got quite a scary reputation. While their liking for the red color may be exaggerated, don't underestimate them. They're not harmless. The rows of razor-sharp teeth are all ready to tear through almost anything, and their jaw muscles are the strongest of all fishes. Piranhas aren't fussy eaters. They'll gobble up almost anything, while humans aren't their usual choice. If they feel threatened or really hungry, they won't hesitate to take a bite. With a sudden increase in unprovoked piranha attacks, in 2022, Paraguay saw 4 fatalities and 20 injuries in what seemed like unusual encounters. Assassin cannibal. Behaving similar to a piranha, let me introduce you to the biraya, aka the vampire fish. It doesn't just eat piranhas, instead enjoys them for breakfast. These creatures, like piranhas, lurk in the tropical waters of South America. Their hunting style is a showstopper. They dive into schools of fish, creating chaos, and use their lengthy fangs, which can grow up to 6 inches, to snag a quick snack. They can even retract these impressive fangs into a special nasal cavity in their upper jaw. Indeed, these creatures come equipped with a built-in tooth holster. A tooth holster is a cavity or structure where an animal like the piara can retract its long fangs, tucking them away in a nasal cavity in its upper jaw when not actively hunting or feeding. This adaptation lets the fish control and protect its impressive set of teeth. Whoa, elusive! Piaras aren't just about looks, they act like underwater bullies, scaring bigger fish to get the best spots for hunting. They're so tough that they might eat each other. Good news for us though, we are safe from their hunger. The only issue is fishermen accidentally getting stuck on their big fangs. Catfish. Back in April 1998, a 17-year-old named Dil Bahardu vanished while swimming in India's Kalai River. 2 more people met the same mysterious fate in the following years, describing the culprit as a mud-colored water pig, or even the devil. No remains were ever found, but the truth was revealed. It was a giant devil catfish, specifically a large, greedy Indian freshwater catfish. These huge creatures, reaching almost 2.1 meters, are suspected of feeding on carcasses thrown into the river. But if Goonch catfish scares you, wait until you hear about the Wels catfish. They're Europe's biggest freshwater fish, growing up to 3 meters and weighing over 440 pounds. While they usually eat small sea creatures, the largest ones have been known to swallow turtles whole, and even an adult human. And don't underestimate the smaller electric catfish. It won't swallow you, but it can eliminate you with an electric shock of up to 400 volts through its skin. Talk about electrifying. Mouthful paddlefish. Think of a leisure stroll along North America's mighty Mississippi, and what catches your eye below the surface? A mysterious dark shape with a fin, reminding you of a shark. But hold your breath, it's not a shark, it's the American paddlefish. These creatures, though not as deadly as sharks, boast a unique and rather terrifying hunting technique. They don't rely on teeth to catch their prey. Instead, they open their jaws incredibly wide as they navigate the shady depths. Any small fish in their path gets swept up and swiftly gulped down into their giant mouths. While their usual diet consists of microscopic zooplankton, just imagine the scene if they were larger than their average size 5-foot length. They would probably have ended up consuming more. The image of paddlefish cruising with open jaws through the deep waters is enough to give anyone the shivers. These unique predators, though not as large as sharks, bring an extra touch of mystery to the mighty Mississippi. Ferocious alligator. Meet the alligator gar, a fish that's as tough as it looks. Found in the southern United States, it's got 2 rows of sharp teeth like an alligator. These guys eat other fish and small mammals in the water. Don't worry though, they usually leave humans alone. They're pretty big, up to 10 feet long, and they've been around for a super long time, like more than 100 million years. Each one can live for up to 94 years. Here's the interesting part. Their eggs are toxic to people, but not to the fish that eat them. No one really knows why, but it's just one of the cool things about these ancient underwater creatures. Underwater serpent. Have you ever imagined facing off with a Burmese python, a river monster that could be silently lurking in the waters of Asia? Picture this 7-meter giant, not just a snake, but an expert swimmer too, ready to strike at any unsuspecting prey, be it a rat, a deer, or even an alligator. Now here's the thrilling part. How does this massive predator manage to survive without a meal for a whopping 18 months? They can slash their metabolic rates by 70%, allowing them to endure long periods without food and still grow. Marshall McHugh from the University of Arkansas says these animals are really good at saving energy. This cunning hunter has a strategy. It patiently lies in wait underwater, as still as a statue for up to 30 minutes. Then, in a lightning-fast move, it thrusts, sinking its sharp fangs into the prey and wrapping its powerful body around it. The final act is a bone-crushing squeeze that leaves the victim lifeless before the python swallows it whole. Talk about a dramatic showdown. Fishermen stay away from these sneaky predators. Why? Because if you ended up on the python's menu, it could skip eating for a year and a half. Can you outsmart this tricky predator, or would you fall for its carefully planned and chilling way of having dinner? Grubby stingray. Meet the giant freshwater stingray found in shallow coastal waters of temperate seas, a 1.8 meter wide pancake of the river with a massive 15-inch stinger. If that stinger gets you, it's not just a sting. The sting of a giant freshwater stingray can cause skin necrosis, where parts of the affected skin tissue die and rot away. The only cure for this condition is surgical removal of the damaged areas. Necrosis is a condition where cells in a living tissue die due to external factors, such as injury, infection, or toxins. These stingrays are sneaky, blending into the riverbed, so even a casual paddle might end up with you stepping on this hidden danger. Imagine getting stung. It's like walking into an aquatic trap. Elongated shrimp. These sea creatures might catch your eye with their stunning looks, but don't let that fool you. Meet the mantis shrimp that are found in the warm waters of Indian and Pacific Oceans. It's not your average ocean dweller. It's like a superhero, but underwater, and its punch is as fast as a bullet. Imagine this shrimp with a special arm. It packs a punch that can break through shells and even crack aquarium glass. So if you're building an aquarium, go for the strong stuff. But wait, there's more. Some mantis shrimp have spears instead of fists. They prefer stabbing to punching, making them even scarier for their prey. What makes them extra special or scary is their amazing eyesight. Mantis shrimp can see a bunch of different lights, even ultraviolet. It's like having superhero vision underwater. So while we might find them interesting, other underwater creatures should be careful around these strong and super-seeing predators. Star-nosed mole. Ever wondered why it's called the star-nosed mole? Well, take a look at its unique nose. It's like a star with 22 fleshy adjunctions. These moles thrive in North America's wet lowland areas, using their star-shaped snoot to navigate and hunt. And oh boy, their hunting style is adorable. They boop their nose against the ground, covering up to 12 spots in just a second. Talk about efficiency. But where did they get this nose from? Probably from their ancestors. These moles feast on small invertebrates, so we can enjoy watching them boop around without fearing them. The barrel-eye fish. Alright, buckle up for a wild tale from the animal kingdom. We often underestimate how bizarre Earth's creatures can be. Well, meet the barrel-eye fish, a deep-sea oddball which is found in extreme depths of 1,800 to 2,600 feet below the surface in Pacific waters. Now, imagine a fish rocking what looks like glasses, but not your ordinary specks. These fish have two barrel-shaped bright green eyes that can look up to spot tasty snacks or shift forward to sense potential threats. It's like having a built-in radar system. But here's where it gets even cooler. The fish's head is see-through and filled with fluid. Why? To further better serve their vision. They also have big flat fins which help them move carefully and stay almost still in the water. Dumbo octopus. Meet the Disney octopus. No, it's not a Disney character. Imagine an underwater marvel with ear-like fins, resembling our friendly elephant pal, Dumbo. Now, these octopuses aren't your everyday swimmers. They choose the deep, dark depths, chilling out at least 13,100 feet below the surface. When it comes to romance, Dumbo octopuses keep things spicy, seizing the moment whenever they find a potential mate. And here's the kicker. These creatures are pros at avoiding human nets, adding to their mysterious allure. The largest one ever recorded was a staggering 5 feet 10 inches long. Whoa! Glaucus atlanticus. The blue glaucus, also known as the blue dragon, is only an inch long and is found in the Indian, Atlantic, and Pacific Oceans. It's 2 times smaller than an average pinky finger. It showcases its blazing blue belly as it floats on its back due to the air bubbles in its stomach. And oh, it can also conceal itself to escape its eaters. Its bright blue upper body is camouflaged by the continuous ocean waves, whereas its gray lower body merges with the sea surface, making it hideous. This is also known as the counter-shading principle. A special element about this glaucus is that it can produce both sperms and eggs, which means that it is hermaphroditic, which in turn asserts that it has both male and female reproductive organs. After a pair mates, they lay around 16 eggs in the water, and it takes about 3 days for these eggs to hatch into larvae. Well, I'm still confused about its gender. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. With only 5% of the world explored, there will always be a higher probability of encountering strange creatures. This became evident in the Amazon River, where a group of explorers stumbled upon something truly bizarre. Describing it as bizarre might not do justice to the weird, otherworldly features it possessed. Imagine a unique carcass with the jaws of an apex predator, resembling a crocodile, but with the body of a biped. It looked as if the creature could stand up and start walking at any moment. However, fortunately for the explorers, it was not alive. Even though the carcass was promptly handed over to the researchers, the truth about this mysterious creature remains unknown. See you next time!